Once upon a time, in Idera Market, everyone knew Mama Yemi. Her food was cheap, her soup was sweet, and her customers never ever complained. From the early morning bus drivers and school children to the market traders and late night guards, her pot was always empty before noon. People would whisper amongst themselves, "There is something special inside this woman's pot." They meant it as high praise, a testament to her cooking skills. They had no idea it was a warning. Mama Yemi wasn't from Idera. She came from a small, quiet village just beyond the river, a place people hurried past at night, a place where burials were done quickly and without ceremony. She never spoke of her past. If you asked, she would just say, "Life taught me how to survive." But you could see it in her eyes. Her eyes never smiled, even when her mouth did. There was a depth there, a history she kept locked away. Every single morning, long before the first rooster crowed, Mama Yemi would leave her small house carrying 2 large yellow gallons. She never went to the community well like the other women. Instead, she walked a long, lonely path, crossing into the next village. Her destination was a narrow, murky stream that flowed right behind an old, abandoned mortuary shed. This was where, years ago, bodies were washed before their final rest. The elders of the town always warned people away from that water. That water remembers things, they'd say with a shiver. But Mama Yemi wasn't afraid. She used that very water to wash her pots. And somehow her soup always tasted richer, more flavorful right after. When she first started, Mama Yemi sold normal food, just like everyone else. But business was painfully slow. The competition was fierce, and she was barely making ends meet. Then, one moonless night, a visitor came knocking. It was an old woman, bent with age, her body wrapped in a striking red cloth. The woman looked at Mama Yemi with knowing eyes and said only this, "Your hands are hungry, we can help you." Without a word, Mama Yemi followed her into the darkness. That was the night she was initiated into a hidden society, a secret cult that operated on a single, terrifying belief: wealth must be fed with life. Not with blood, not with open violence, but with something far more subtle: pieces of people's destiny, stolen quietly, one bowl of soup at a time. Soon after, a new ingredient appeared in Mama Yemi's pot, a special kind of meat. She never bought it from the butchers in the market, and she never explained where it came from. When curious customers asked Mama Yemi, "What kind of meat is this?" "It's so delicious," she would simply smile and reply, "It's special bush meat from very far away." They believed her because the results were undeniable. Her customers became addicted. Men who ate her food suddenly got big contracts they had been chasing for years. Women who had struggled to conceive found themselves pregnant. Children who ate her soup before exams passed with flying colors. Blessings were flowing in Idera, but these blessings came with dark, creeping shadows. The same men who got contracts became short-tempered and violent at home. The children who passed their exams began to suffer from terrible, recurring nightmares. The pregnant women were filled with a constant, unexplainable anxiety, their peace stolen from them. You see, Mama Yemi wasn't just cooking food. She was feeding a covenant. She was upholding her end of a sinister bargain. The cult she had joined demanded a specific kind of offering. To sustain her wealth, she had to use what humans fear the most: the remains of the forgotten, taken from places where the dead were treated without dignity, without respect. She never killed anyone herself. She was not a murderer, but she used what should never ever be used. And with every scoop of soup she served, every piece of meat she dished out, she was tying the eater's destiny to her dark, hidden altar. Their good fortune was fueling her success, but it was costing them pieces of their own soul. The first crack in her perfect operation appeared one bright afternoon. A little boy, no older than 7, was happily eating his food when he suddenly screamed, pointing at his bowl, "Mama, the meat is crying." He shrieked. The adults around him laughed, patting his head and telling him not to be silly. But Mama Yemi didn't laugh. Her smile vanished. She packed up her things in a hurry, much earlier than usual, and left the market. That night, a storm of strangeness descended on Idera. The dogs in her neighborhood barked endlessly, howling at something no one could see. The river, the same one from which she fetched her water, mysteriously overflowed its banks, though not a single drop of rain had fallen, and back in her kitchen, sitting in the silent darkness, the large black pot she used every day cracked right down the middle, all on its own. The Covenant was growing hungry, and it was starting to demand more. To be continued. In part 2, we will uncover how the town slowly began to suspect that Mama Yemi's soup was the source of their strange misfortunes. We'll delve into the chilling dreams that connected her customers and reveal the final terrifying payment that the secret cult demanded from her. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. You won't believe how this story ends.